Today is Saturday, 20th of September. Uh, Day before yesterday, on the 18th, that was when Fubara was expected to resume duties, and it was no show on that Thursday. And so I made a video where I talked about Sim no show and where is Sim. Yesterday, Friday 19th, SIM eventually arrived. SIM card was found. You know, he arrived at the Port Harcourt airport, and thereafter he moved to the Brick House, which is the government house, the governor's official residence, and the governor's office in Port Harcourt. You know, and he addressed the audience, those that went to the brick house to welcome him, you know. And thereafter, he gave a statewide broadcasts where he addressed the people of River State, talking about return to democratic rule, and he was very effusive in his praise for the president. He mentioned in the state broadcasts, Governor Sim mentioned the president about 3 times, you know, and he was praising the president for taking action, was praising the president for ensuring that the different parties came together and reconciled their differences. Said the president has a fatherly disposition, that he will not take the grace of the president for granted, and that he was going to always ensure that he respects, that he'll be loyal to the president and commander-in-chief, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. So Governor Singh was very effusive in praising the president. Then twice he mentioned the former governor, the minister of FCT, Yensom Wike. He mentioned him twice, and he thanked the former governor and the minister of FCT for agreeing to abide by the agreement, by the peace settlement that they have made. He called Wike our leader. You know, and then he went on to thank the various. He thanked, apart from the president, he thanked the Senate President Godswill Akpabio, thanked the leader of the House, Tajuddin Abbas, and then he thanked various groups, the elders in River State, the political leaders, stakeholders. He thanked the youth groups, the women groups, and he said that over the course of the emergency room, people have expressed genuine concern and worry, and that their concern and worry wasn't misplaced, but that he was assuring them that nothing was irretrievably lost in the course of the emergency rule, and that now he also mentioned the State House of Assembly, the Speaker of the State House of Assembly, that they will now work together and see how they can get things back on track. So Sim is back. you know he, he appeared, from my reading of it, he appeared a little bit subdued. you know um he, he thanked those who came to welcome him, and he thanked them for their support. But seemed subdued. you know Even in the broadcast, seem subdued, and it can be overwhelming. He went back to the government house, and it was as if it's not the house that he was 6 months back, because he went around checking. I think it appears there have been some changes, so some arrangements and all that. It's overwhelming. It's overwhelming. Somebody who is a governor, and from the onset of being a governor, few months in, he has been in conflict with his predecessor. The conflict with the predecessor went on for months and months and months and months, went on for long, you know. And now we have a 6 months emergency rule where he was suspended. And over the course of that 6 months, he has been meeting and negotiating, all of that. It has been a lot, I feel for Governor Sim because he does appear overwhelmed and subdued by all that has taken place. But we see how he takes it, how he picks up from there. It's not going to be easy. It's not going to be easy because there are different interests now. You have It has to go to take into account the interests of the predecessor, former governor, and the current minister of the FCT, and you have to take into consideration the interests of the Wike's camp. Wike has a camp. Those who are supporting him in the state, those who are supporting him in the State House of Assembly, the local government chairman, and other political stakeholders who are in Wike's camp. He has to take their interests into consideration. Then he has to take into consideration those who are supporting him, Fubara. The people that have stood by him. You have the elders group, elders forum, or elders group. You have the stakeholders who've been supporting him. You have women group, you have youth groups, you have those who were chairmen of the local government that were removed, and all of that. So you have those in the Fubara's camp that he has to take into consideration. It has a federal factor to take into consideration the interests of the president, since it does appear that he is giving a lot of credit to the president for the peace that has now uh, 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 emerged in the state. He has to take into cognizance the interests of the president. So he has a lot of interests that he has to take into consideration. Then also the issue of the party. Same is in PDP, People Democratic Party. Will he stay in PDP? That's one issue. Will he stay in PDP? The PDP had a divided house. In the conflicts that Fubara had with Wiki, PDP has neither been here nor there. PDP has been conflicted. They were conflicted between supporting Fubara, who is a PDP governor, and between offending Wiki, who is a key PDP stakeholder, who is a minister of the FCT, who is a close confidant of the president, and who is in charge of property, who owns properties and lands and all that in Abuja, and who is close to the judiciary, and for those who have cases in courts and all of that. So the PDP governors, PDP stakeholders, PDP leaders have been conflicted between expressly supporting Fubara or supporting Wiki. There was the fear of offending Wiki. Then there was the inclination to support Fubara, and all of that. So PDP have been conflicted. PDP has been having issues. But now that PDP seem to be putting their house in order, they will soon hold their elective convention in November in Ibadan. So PDP appear to be putting their house in order. Will Fubara still stay in PDP? Or will he defect to APC, considering what he claims is the role the president has played in helping resolve the issue? So will he now, in line with what Governor Ono of Akwa Ibom State and what Governor Sheriff in Delta State did when they left PDP to join the ruling All Progressive Congress, APC? So will Fubara toe that line? Will he now say, okay, let me leave PDP and fully go to APC and fully support Tinubu, and fully support the re-election bid of Tinubu in 2027, and fully support the renewed hope agenda and all of that? So that's another consideration. Will he stay in PDP or will he move to APC? That's one factor. So there are a number of things, a number of cards, a number of things that still that will take place. But the bottom line that he has resumed work, and so the interest of the people, which matters, so the interest of of River State people is what matters most, and so the interests of River State, the people in River State are better served with him back in office. He said there were monies, allowances, and all that have not been paid while they were under the interim sole administrator. So those money have to be paid. I read the report that Fubara has already given order directive for some of those money to be paid and stuff like that. And so the interest of the people is what matters, and the interest of people is what will count the most. And so going forward, Fubara has a lot of things to juggle, you know, the federal interest, the interest of the president, the interest of Wike and Wike's camp, the interest of his own people, of his own supporters, and all that. So how will he juggle all of these interests? How will he keep in mind the ultimate interest of the people of River State that he was elected to serve? He was elected to serve the people of River State, and the interest of the people of River State should be what counts the most. So, with all of these converging interests or diverging interests, how will you be able to uphold serving and serving service that will protect the interests of the people? So, wait to see. So, it's a good thing he's back. He appears a little bit subdued, and yes, it's understandable. The events that have taken place have been overwhelming, has been somewhat unprecedented, and there's a lot at stake. So we wish him the very best. We just wish going forward there will be more order, regular order, and stability for his government to work towards providing for the interest, the security, and well-being of the people of River State. So welcome back, Sim Fubara. We wish you all the best and wish the people of River State the very best.
My dear good people of River State, you will recall that River State was placed under a 6 months emergency rule declared by Mr. President, His Excellency, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GSSRS, on the 18th of March 2025, following the intense political crisis in our state. It is without doubt that the 6 months had been enormously challenging for our dear state under the emergency rule. As your governor, I accepted to abide by the state of emergency declaration and choose to cooperate with Mr. President and the National Assembly, guided by my conviction that no sacrifice was too great to secure peace, stability, and progress of River State. This was why I also resisted the pressure to challenge the constitutionality of the declaration of the state of emergency, the suspension of democratic institution, and all other action that we endured during the difficult period. In the course of this 6 months period, Mr. President graciously brokered the peace process with all the parties successfully. Our leader, His Excellency Onyesum Ezenwa-Wike, CON, all members of River State House of Assembly, and I, as your governor, have all accepted to bury the hatchet and embrace peace and reconciliation in the best interests of our dear state. We believe the political crisis is now behind us and that peace and stability have once again returned to River State, though not without the hard lessons learned from the emergency rule. The responsibility now rests squarely on us, the government, the State House of Assembly, the political leaders, the stakeholders, to put aside our differences, work for the common good, advance the interests of our people above all else. We have a duty to ensure that the peace we have all embraced remain permanent in our dear states. On behalf of the government and the good people of Rivers State, I extend our heartfelt gratitude to Mr. President for his fatherly disposition and decisive intervention in resolving the political crisis and for graciously restoring full democratic governance to our states. Personally, I will never take Mr. President's kindness for granted, and for that, I hereby reaffirm my utmost loyalty and eternal gratitude. To those who have expressed genuine fear, frustration, and uncertainty over the nature of the peace process, I assure you that your concerns are valid and understood. However, nothing has been irretrievably lost. There remain ample opportunity for necessary adjustment, continued reconciliation, and inclusiveness. We must all remember the saying, the costless peace is cheaper than the cheapest war. Accordingly, let us therefore embrace this moment as a fresh beginning. Let us work together with renewed hope and determination to build a stronger, more peaceful, and prosperous River State. I assure you that we will continuously work together, ensuring that we carry everyone along. Despite the turbulence, you are aware of the credible milestone our administration achieved in infrastructure, education, healthcare, and other key sectors over the last 2 years. Our immediate responsibility is to return to the path of governance and development by completing the projects which we started, by ensuring that none of them is starved of fund or neglected, thereby reviving our economy, protecting life and property, and improving the well-being of all Rivers people. I commit to working harmoniously with the Rivers State House of Assembly to recover lost grounds and accelerate the social and economic advancement of our dear state. I also renew my pledge to serve with the fear of God, humility, and a high sense of duty. I wish to sincerely thank you, the resilient people of Rivers State, for your patience, your courage, your peaceful conduct during the 6 months of emergency rule. I also extend appreciation to all stakeholders, religious leaders, traditional rulers, civil society groups, political actors, women groups, youth, concerned citizens at home and abroad, and well-wishers who prayed and sustained us through the challenging period. Above all, let us draw strength from our shared identity as Rivers people. Our diversity is our greatest asset, and our unity the strongest guarantee of our future. We must rise above bitterness and division and channel our energy into rebuilding trust, fostering inclusiveness, and securing a peaceful and prosperous state for all. I once again thank and appreciate our father, Mr. President, His Excellency President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GSSRS, for his timely intervention and dedication to ensuring the restoration of peace and stability in our state. I also thank our leader, His Excellency Onyesum Ezenwa-Wike, CON, the Honorable Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, for committing to the prompt resolution of this political impasse in the states. I also wish to express my profound thanks to the President of the Senate, His Excellency Senator Godswill Akpabio, the Speaker of the House of Representatives, His Excellency Dr. Abbas Tajuddin, and the distinguished members of the National Assembly for the role they all played in resolution of this matter. I thank the Honorable Speaker and all members of the State Assembly, respected elders, stakeholders, and all concerned citizens for working together to resolve our differences and ensuring that peace and harmony is in our state. Finally, I call on all citizens of Rivers State, regardless of political, religious, and ethnic affiliation, to join hands in rebuilding our beloved state and ensuring a future of dignity and progress for everyone. In all, I give glory to the Almighty God. Thank you all. May God bless Rivers State and all its people. May God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria.